Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Craft Hour with Pinkfresh Studio. It's time. It's another Saturday. You know, I like to start my show with checking to make sure that you can hear me okay. So if you can take a minute to say hello in the comments, I would appreciate it. And of course, our moderator in the sky, Leah Lawson, joins us. It's such a pleasure to be here for another Saturday for you. We've got another great episode. And of course, we have the ability to showcase a brand new release. So super excited about that. Welcome again to the Craft Hour. We're here every other Saturday, and we always feature a special guest. This week's guest and I have been reunited in this episode, and I can't wait for you to see it. So let's go ahead and get started with the Craft Hour here at Pinkfresh Studio. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and bring her on because we have got to get started. My goodness, this card may take us the entire hour, but that's what the fun is all about. I'd like to welcome our special guest of today's episode. Let me get her microphone going. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the lovely Caly Person. Hi, Caly.
Hi, guys.
Hello, friend. Welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Can you believe we're reunited again? We met each other on an episode of my other show, The Private Reserve, a craft cocktails little show that got the audience to meet you. So we've met in person and on video, but it's nice to be reunited with you.
Yeah, it's always a good time talking to you and chatting and crafting together.
But it is one of those things where we've never crafted together, so I'm super
Yeah,
excited to have the opportunity. You know, I've been a big fan of yours for a while, and we have definitely all seen and followed you on Instagram or on the Pinkfresh Studio blog. And you've been having a lot of fun with a lot of designers, but most recently, you've done the new October release for Pinkfresh
yeah,
Studio. It's featuring a lot of stencils and a lot of fun. You premiered a card yesterday, I believe?
yeah, I did. I was a part of the blog hop and I used one of the sets and we'll be using a new one today. So,
Exciting. We have got a lot of people excited about it, so much so that Leah, our moderator in the sky again, so be sure to say hi to Leah who's watching the
hi,
comment.
Leah.
We have a lot of fans of this release already that it's flying off the shelves. So make sure you know your restock button is always available to you to make sure that you are doing great. Look, Archita is back. So many former designers. You all know how this goes. We're going to get the show going by bringing Caly off camera. She's going to set up her desktop, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So Miss Caly, I'll take you off camera, and you
Okay.
can get your desktop ready to go. Again, everybody, welcome to the Craft Hour. It is another hour here on a Saturday where we craft, connect, and have a whole lot of fun. You know, I'll be watching the comments as best I can, but make sure you connect with Leah, who is watching from the sky and will help us as we celebrate this brand new October release. So I'm super excited about that. Let me go ahead and mute Miss Caly for just a second so she can get her desktop ready. Hope everybody's enjoying your Saturday and getting everything ready to go. Today we're going to be using a lot of the new release, and again, it's sold out. It's not sold out to the degree that you shouldn't check, but certain items are gone. So make sure you check the inventory and take a look at the website so you can join us and have a lot of fun. Miss Caly, I have lost your camera, so you tell me when you're ready to go if you don't mind, and I'll bring your camera up.
Looks
Don't
like my
forget that.
camera's working on my end.
Great. All right. Let's check it out. Look at that. You're all set to go. Perfect framed shot. We're all ready to go. Can you give us a little heads up of what we're doing today?
Okay, so we've got the Incredibly Grateful set here. And one tip about the lining is there are two dies. There's an outer frame and an inner frame. And to help with the lineup of the stamp, we've gone ahead and die cut the larger outer frame. So we've laid that in our MISTI, and this set will fit into the regular standard MISTI. And I've got it lined up because I didn't want my head in the camera shot, but we're going to go ahead and stamp this, and we're going to kind of do a no line ink blending using the layering stencils that coordinate with this set. So we are going to stamp with Warm Buff. And then once we stamp that, we can go ahead and take that out of our MISTI and layer with the layering sets to color each of the flowers and the foliage.
Great. And so on my end, I'm going to find the perfect little match here.
Let me move this over.
And Caly, we're using Incredibly Grateful, right? Yep, I am doing the right one. Just wanted to make
Right.
sure. So this is a great tip that we've used on a lot of our products, but it certainly does kind of make it a little no fault, right? Like it helps you know exactly where to line up your stamp, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit harder to line up once you've stenciled and colored and stamped everything. So this just helps you not waste any time and mess up the end and then have to die cut and cut off your image. So this will help with that.
Right, and naturally it's a frame, and when you're working with photopolymer, it has a little give to it, right? So me taking
Right.
the time to zhuzh it right up against the corner will help me. So
Laura Basson's here with us. We're going to be using her catchphrases.
is she here? I haven't looked on the comments.
Oh, I don't know. I was just saying because you said zhuzh and it just made me think of her. Okay, so we've got this stamped. And I think I'm going to do the foliage first. And Jeff really wanted to use a unique color palette, so we're going to make our leaves blue.
So let's talk about that color palette. While I'm still trying to line up my stamp on my end, can you just tell me the colors that we're using today?
Okay, so for the leaves, we are using Storm and Summer Shower. And I like to use two colors because I like to blend and add shading with a lighter color first and then adding shader with a darker color. I'll set these up here. So I'm just lining up my stencil now. And then we will attach or tape that down with some purple tape. How's it going over there?
Oh, I am. I probably should have done this before the show, to be honest with you, knowing my confidence level. So I am still stamping my outline, but it actually went well. But I still very much am on my warm buff. I'll get to my stencil in just a second. You know the drill, everybody. Caly's role in the show is to get this card finished for you, and my role in the show is to follow along just as much as possible. And Leah is helping me. She's telling me I need to add a magnet so that I can help this scenario out just a little bit. So I will do that.
So for smaller stencils in areas like this, I like to use a finger dauber. I feel like I can get more control in there. But if you have a tiny little blender brush, that would work too. I'm starting with the Summer Shower. And I'm just going to lightly add color, just lightly, because we're going to be going back in with that darker color to add some shade.
So really,
I'm blending off a little bit. I'm going to do it here since there isn't a hole for you and you can kind of see it because this is a longer stencil.
Do I need to keep the jig, my friend, when I move to the stencil?
The jig, the negative on the die cut that you just die cut?
Yeah, or am I done with the negative?
I left mine on there just to hold it in place, but you don't have to.
Okay. And I am taping the jig down, and I'm going to do a tape on the stencil as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can hold it down with some purple tape. I didn't tape them together on the back. I just taped down my stencil.
Got it. And so I just want to showcase these three, let me show my desk really quick. Stencils that we have available. Caly, we're starting with the flower one or which one are we starting with?
I'm using the larger leaf stencil.
So show me the ones you're not using really quick.
I'm not using these. Can you see?
Got it. So the largest leaf one, and then I'm going to line it up. You are so quick. My goodness. You must have already made a card with this. I, on the other hand...
No, I haven't. It's kind of funny because when I'm under pressure like this, I get nervous and jittery, and I'm working a lot faster than I would be if I was distracted by kids or the TV. I like to craft with the TV on.
So that's a good segue as I line up my stencil here on my end.
Uh-huh.
Tell everybody about the Person family. Remind us, for those of you who haven't caught an episode of the Grand Reserve, Private Reserve, which I hope you do, but tell everybody about a little insight into your life.
So I've got 4 kids. My oldest just turned 14, and my youngest is 4. So there's about a 3 to 3.5 age age gap between all of them, and I've been changing diapers. Oh gosh, over 12 years.
Oh,
Finally
wow.
potty trained her last year. It's been the best thing ever. Um,
It's a game changer, right?
and I was a pharmacist until last May. We moved here and we didn't have internet, so I was kind of forced to quit my job. I couldn't leave them hanging. Wasn't sure when we'd get internet. And my husband finally graduated from medical school and got a good job, so we were financially okay for me to stop working. And we live on some land, and last night we decided impromptu to do a bonfire and camp and sleep in a tent down the hill here. And yeah, it's been a crazy
Oh
morning.
my gosh. Well, I can't wait to find out more about that. Tell me what color you want me to use in my first pass on this stencil. What color is this?
On your first pass, you'll use the summer shower. That's the lighter color.
Okay.
So I'm one step ahead of you here. I've already done the lighter color and I'm going in with a darker color now and just going in certain areas to add color to give it a little bit more interest than just the one tone.
Okay. Hazel Harper wants to say hi to everybody. I don't know if y'all
Hi,
can all hear her.
Hazel.
We must have a delivery happening. So, back, we definitely want to hear all about camping, but I wanted to give out a quick shout out to the color choices that I make. I'm a huge fan of Ivana Creates, and I love her bold use of colors. So instead of going through the typical um, colors of green, example for leaf, we decided to go really bold, brassy, and bright in the colors. So that's the reason that we're paying a slight homage to Ivana Creates. So.
I love her bright, vibrant colors. And it's really colors that I usually don't use. I tend to go for very pastel pinks, teals, and purples. So it's kind of fun to use the blues and the mustard colors today.
Yeah, and she is so good at deciding what it should be, which is great. Okay,
Yeah.
and so you would like for me to take this storm and then kind of buff certain edges and give it some dimension?
Yeah. I'm just randomly selecting areas. I mean, the area is so tight that you can't really, selectively choose the bottom of the leaves to add shading. So I'm just randomly going in and dabbing some color on in a few of the corners all around.
I am.
Okay.
I'm
So
reminded that as we continue on with more craft hours, I'm not able to pay as much attention to the comments. So I promise that when we go back off the card, I'll say hello. Until then, Leah will connect with each of you. But if you're connecting with me, I promise I will look back at the comments later. Caly and I love reading them, but when we're nose down, it's kind of hard. All right, so
yeah,
I've done my second pass of the storm. Are we ready to move on to another stencil?
yes, we're gonna add the other layer of the leaves. And on this one, we can really concentrate with that darker blue.
Oh, wow. That's super pretty. This combination of storm and summer shower. That's so great. All right. Thanks for taking my color suggestions. And by color
Yeah,
suggestions,
well, thanks for
I mean sheep
making me
out.
do
Okay.
something I normally wouldn't do. This
So
is
we're
the opportunity for it.
so we're doing the leaves again, the little branchy tiny ones.
Yes, and I'm gonna do the darker blue, but this time I'm really gonna pounce on it to intensify those veins. I guess I'm calling these veins, but they're not really veins. They're kind of the outer edges of the leaves.
Yeah, I get you. I get you. This is definitely.
So I'm just going in circular motions, and when you're blending, I think it's wise to go both directions so that you can get into those smaller nooks and crannies evenly.
You know how to line these up very fast. I want to get it just right. So
I think what's great about these stencils is they don't have to be perfect. You know, it kind of gives it that whimsy, color feel. I don't know what the good word for it
sure,
is,
I
but
get what you're saying.
I don't think it has to be lined up perfect.
Okay. Leah, just a little behind the scenes, Leah always does such a good job of helping me. She's like my little private producer, and she says, I got it the right way, so I'm going to go ahead and tape it down. Leah, keep it up. That is me saying thank you in a way. Thank you for doing that. Because you know, my friends, I do this live. I have never really had a chance to rehearse this, and my goodness, it can be quite an adventure. You're watching the Craft Hour. It's time for another amazing hour. This time, my host is I'm the host. Hi, and Caly joins me, and there's 79 of you in the room. That's so awesome. I'm glad that y'all are having fun. Caly's trucking along on hers. Caly, what is my second color choice for these veins? What am I doing here?
We're using Storm on that darker blue and
Okay.
just adding the shading on our leaves.
Okay.
I'm moving ahead here and I'm about to do these little flower blossoms.
Okay.
And I know we only have one layer here of the layering stencil, but we are gonna mix it up and just color the blooms in different colors to give them more color. So we've got some Ocean Breeze and Aquamarine here. And I'll start with this, but then we're also going to add 2 more colors. So we're just going to selectively choose which blooms we want. And I'm just going to kind of go in thirds and kind of space everything out so that we can make this super colorful. And again, I'm going in with the lighter color, just lightly giving these blooms some color before going in with the darker color and adding that shading. So
wow, it really does add a dimension to it. That's great. Okay.
Yes. And that's why I like these little finger daubers, because I can do that with these tiny stencils.
Great. So we're now going to add.
So I'm kind of separating them into thirds. I know that I have 2 more colors, so I'll be mentally leaving that one out and this cluster out so that I can space it all to add even color all around.
Got it. Yeah. Now that I'm lining up the actual blooms, I can see where you're saying that the smaller the buffing instrument would be, the more precise you can be. I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I've already done the lighter color. I'm just going to go and do the darker color now. And when I do the darker color, I'm just concentrating at the bottom of the blooms. So whichever direction they're going, I'm blending some color, adding color at the bottom of those blooms.
Got it. And so the 3 colors that are in the lighter family that we decided were, just check my work if you don't mind.
Ocean Breeze.
Ballet Slipper, and Sweet Mustard?
Yes.
Okay. And that's my first pass, correct?
Mm-hmm. I'm doing the teals first, then the pinks, then the mustard colors.
Yep. And so I'm randomizing my bloom colors just a little bit. This stencil collection has been fun because it really does, in some ways, cheat or make it just a little bit easier for you. But it also, instead of using the word cheat, perhaps takes a lot of the guesswork out and really aligns the look, which is awesome.
Yeah. These are smaller areas to color anyway, so I feel like these stencils really help me add color without having to fuss with tiny images with Copic markers or paint.
Right. Switching my brush just to see if I can get a little more direct. That brush change definitely helped for me. Okay. Going to move on to the ballet slipper and add some pink. So, friends, we were just talking to Callie about an adventuresome night that she just had with her family. Remind everybody who's just tuning in what you did last night, Callie.
We live on almost 3 acres, so my husband has been chopping down a bunch of trees and limbs, and so we decided we would burn it last night. And my 4-year-old Lila has been asking for us to camp, so we decided to go ahead and do that last night. And so we did a bonfire, burned a bunch of wood, and then we slept in a tent. And I knew the kids weren't gonna love it. So it was kind of good to kind of get it out of the way so they can experience it. And we all agreed this morning that, goodness, next time we were going to go back into the house and sleep in our comfortable beds, because
Right.
it was windy and it was cold. Midwest weather is kind of insane, unpredictable.
So, even Lila agreed.
Okay, so we had a 5-person tent,
Okay.
and there's 6 of us. And Lila slept in a sleeping bag with me, and you know how small sleeping bags are. So I got this little kid in the rounded part of the sleeping bag, and me, I'm like sleeping on the zipper. I
No.
had a sweater on, a vest on, and a hat on all night long, and I was still cold. She's a little Sasquatch. I call her Sasquatch. She's sassy and she's the boss.
Okay. And the boys of the family agree, or they're over it.
Oh, they adore their little sister, but they know she's a little drama queen, so we have fun.
When did you first determine that she was turning into a little drama queen? Could you see it from the beginning?
Oh yeah, going from 3 boys to 1 little girl, it's like night and day.
Okay.
My boys are so easygoing, they're so relaxed. And so with this little drama queen, they're like, "Oh, that's what she wants to do. Okay, let's do it."
Right, right.
They're great with her.
And what's it like to have a 14-year-old right now? Well, first of all, what did your kids decide to do for their learning?
So they're doing in person.
Okay.
And initially we were like, well, it's really good for them to go back to school. And then we got scared and we were like, no, let's keep them at home. And originally we were going to do virtual learning. And then I took them to the pediatrician, and pediatrician was like, oh, they're all super healthy. I think it's really important that they go back for in person. So they've been doing in person, and it's been going really well. We get updates once a week about how many cases are active in their schools, and so far so good. We're 6 weeks in, and there's been no cases in their schools.
So, besides having an understanding of medical science and what the body does based on your profession, tell everybody about your husband.
My husband is a hospitalist, so he's taking care of anybody with any kind of illness that goes into the hospital. And so there are COVID patients that he is taking care of. So that's a little scary for us. But I think my husband was telling you this earlier. It's scarier to go into a grocery store than it is to go into a hospital, because in a hospital, everyone's wearing masks and face shields. So they're taking care of themselves, whereas the grocery store, you're kind of at the mercy of other people and people using hand sanitizers and staying clean. So
Yeah, I feel the same way about theme parks. Disney is definitely demonstrating unbelievable safety protocols and giving people kind of a leading example, much like our hospitals can, that if we work together and do our proper protocols, we can have an existence. You know what I mean? We can continue
right.
with our lives. But yeah, I love that Steve can provide just a little bit of additional insight to you as you navigate your family, because he's living in the front lines as an essential worker, which is so awesome.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay,
I'm
so
removing
I
this.
finished ink blending. Looks like you're there also. I am putting in that inside frame, and I'm gonna line that up and die cut the center portion out. And I don't know if we've already said this, but we decided that we were gonna make this a shaker. So
Because
I'm gonna go ahead and take this
nothing.
off screen and die cut it.
Because nothing is more fun than, I'll come back on camera for a second, because nothing is more fun and the pressure of doing a live show than trying to make a shaker at the same time. That is glutton for punishment. But you know what? Caly is the person that's going to get me through it, and it was actually my recommendation. So I can't say that she was the one that decided to do this. So let me show off my desktop for just a second, and I will show you what mine look like, and you can kind of see Caly's there. And Caly, I'm going to put it just on your desktop for just a second, so
Okay.
that you can cover for me while I go to die cut.
Okay.
So catch everybody up one more time with what you're doing.
Okay, so I've just die cut the center portion of this frame, and we are going to make that a shaker window. And so I've got a piece of acetate here that I cut to 2 inches by 7 inches based on that opening. And I'm just going to adhere that shaker frame, and then we will start working on our background.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about the background. Here I was
We're
thinking,
trying to complicate this as much as we can, right?
yeah. Here I was thinking, oh yeah, this was actually.
Oh, we're almost done.
I forgot the background.
All right, so I've got some thin score tape here, and if you don't have score tape, you can just use liquid adhesive or whatever you have.
It looks like we have Laura Basson is here. So all hail the queen.
Woohoo!
You know, hi Laura. Laura's not talking to me right now. I don't know why. She stopped talking to me on Instant Messenger. She blamed it that I don't buy her enough French fries. I don't know. One of those things. All
Don't
right.
you wish you could buy her French fries though? I mean,
Yes. Oh my gosh.
we could like.
Can you imagine going to a German cafe outdoors and knowing that Laura was going to come have coffee or a cold Coca-Cola with you and share some French fries? Come on, that would be fantastic. Okay, so
Or drink coffee because I like coffee.
I forgot. I think she said she doesn't. I don't know. Laura, do you like coffee? All right, so really quick, I'm doing score tape here for my acetate. That's what we're doing, right?
Yes.
Look at me remembering stuff.
You're working pretty fast there, Jeff.
Hey, this show.
It's getting caught up.
This show has made me learn how to jump a little bit.
And you're making a shaker card. Have you made a shaker card before?
Oh yeah, no, I would definitely not be doing that live on the air today if I'd never done it before. I just haven't gotten seen.
I actually miss making shaker cards. I used to make shaker cards all the time for Pretty Pink Posh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to cut a few areas because
I forgot that with this I can just rip it.
I don't think you can see the overhang.
We have a live
that'll be okay.
We have a live update that Miss Laura does not drink coffee, only Coke and water.
Coke and water.
Yep.
I do like Coke. Are you a Pepsi person or a Coke person? Because
I'm definitely.
We're all Coke here.
Yeah, we're all Coke here too.
Awesome.
But I'm also a big proponent of just the mini can. I like the little mini bar cans better. I don't want a full can of Coca-Cola. I just like a little cute Coca-Cola. That's all I need.
Do you think it tastes different? Like some people swear that bottled Coke tastes better, and
I get it. I understand. I would agree. I just like the size limitations of the little can.
You like the accountability, right? So you don't drink too much.
All right, so I'm having my first little. Laura says not Coke and water mixed together, though. Thank you for clarifying, Laura. We thought that you were a complete savage. All right, so my little Sookwag score tape is not coming up. The peel away is not coming up perfectly, so I'm stalling.
Do you have a little picker tool?
I
like to use that to pull it up sometimes when my nails aren't working for me.
I'm 3 out of 4 right now, so I'm almost there. Where are you? I haven't looked up yet.
I am cutting thin strips of foam tape so that I can add some dimension to this so that we can make room for our little gems or sequins that we're going to use for our shaker window.
All right, here's my acetate that I'm about to add, and it's gonna match perfectly. I'm not worried. It's gonna go right on top perfectly because you gave me the look at that. Oh my gosh.
Perfect.
Excited. Okay. All right. Okay, trucking along. Gonna have a lot of cleanup on this episode after we're done, I think.
We're just gonna make a mess and then we'll clean up later. I don't know. I mean, I'm under a lot of pressure right now because I'm crafting live with you, but I clean as I go when I craft, and maybe that's why it takes me a little longer to make a card sometimes.
I clean as I go as well. And I actually would love to use the little things that Laura taught me to use, which are these. I don't know. Let me show them to you on camera first. They're like little thin strips
that are pre-cut.
Yeah.
Those are definitely handier than what I'm using right now. I'm used to using this, and I'm a creature of habit. Don't tell me to do anything new because it'll freak me out. And
you're like, can't do that now. And friends, if I was
right now.
Friends, if I was a good host, I would zoom in, but I will tell you that the added pressure of zooming into you so that you could see better is just pressure that Mr. Lindberg cannot take on during a shaker card. So I will hold it up for you in just 2 seconds.
I have some of those pre-cut thin strips of foam. I should probably use that to make my life easier right now. I feel like nothing's happening on the screen because I'm over here cutting foam strips.
Yeah, they're all laughing at me and my sticky fingers right now. So
they're laughing at me and my foam strip cutting over here.
And just think, friends, we're a half hour into the show and we're not even on the background yet, but we're going to get this. Caly, I have faith that we can do this.
Do we need a double layer of foam? To make more room for our sequins to float around?
I think we
feel like we do.
Awesome.
Sorry, guys. This is going to take some time.
I hope that Leah is tap dancing for us. Leah, I hope that you are having fun with the viewers. Again, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. This is the Craft Hour. Whether you're watching on replay or watching live, we love commenting. Just remember, commenting at the end of the day gets you a chance to win a fun gift card at the end of the show. So the more you comment, the better.
Extra special.
Yeah. So as my amazing co-host just reminded us, due to the frame size and the impact we want the shaker to have, we are going to double foam. So right now you are watching us go back with our second layer. Foam tape. Leah reminds us that we are midst of conversation talking about favorite soft drinks right now. And we have a runoff of great ideas of everyone reminding themselves of their favorites.
Anybody mix sodas?
Yeah. That is a good question. Who out there has those soda mixing machines that you see at Target or at Costco? Who has those? Anybody given those a try? Does the person...
Okay, I'm pulling out my pre-cut foam tape.
Does the person family have those things?
We do not. I don't want my kids to drink that much soda.
Yeah.
This foam is not the same width or the same height, so I am back to cutting foam.
It looks like we have people that have been enjoying them. I would be afraid...
We drink a lot of sparkling water here.
Yeah.
My husband got my boys into that, and goodness, they go through so many cans a day. But I'd rather them be drinking sparkling water than soda, so.
Sure. What is the brand of choice at the person home?
Whatever is the cheapest at Costco.
Okay. All right.
Every time we go, we pick up 2 cases, and that's like once a week. Go through a lot of milk and a lot of eggs too.
Got growing children. You gotta keep them going. Nobody said it was cheap, right?
No, it's not cheap. The little girl, every time we go to Costco, it's like, Mommy, can I have a new dress? No, you can't have a Halloween costume because you're not going trick-or-treating this year. And no, you can't have a holiday dress because we're not going anywhere this holiday.
All right, so I think I've double walled, which is good. What I should probably,
you're so much faster than I am.
well, you know, I'm awesome. Don't.
You are awesome.
All right, I'm going to play in the comments for just a second as Caly double walls for her shaker card and say hi and check in. Hope everybody's been having fun. Simon Hurley's here too. My goodness.
Hi, Simon.
That's so great. Welcome, everybody. I hope you're having fun. Carissa Wiley is here. Oh my goodness. It's up. My friend Dee is here. It is a veritable all-stars of people that are so supportive and loving of the show. Welcome. We're so glad that you're here. Again, you're watching the Craft Hour every other Saturday. We have fun with Pinkfresh Studio products. They've just released their October release, an array of stencils as well as slim lines that are fun. Slim lines are very in right now, you know, and a lot of people are obsessed with them, which is good. So we are taking up, she's ready to move on. So I'm going to get back to my desktop. Has everybody been following my fancy little computer thing that just takes camera shots, which is just awesome? I just hit a button and we're back. Here, I'll show everybody what I'm talking about. This is the Stream Deck, and it's this fancy computer that I just hit the shots, and it takes a new camera shot. So if I wanted to go back to a front-facing camera, there I am, hi. And then look, back down to our desktops, which is good. So there it is. All right, so for those of you following along, that's what we were doing. All right, so we're going to put the frame aside for a second, and it's time for us to do our base, right?
Yes, so I've got my card base here, and I've just put a little bit of adhesive on the inside to keep the flaps down while we ink blend. And I'm just going to use some purple tape to adhere that stencil to my card base.
And we decided to do inverted diamond, my friends. That's the one that we're using. And of course, we'll link it for you. I'm going to take some purple tape and close the inside of my card, just like Kathy Zilski would do. And then the good news about this is that the stencil will cover it up, so I won't have to worry about runoff. Yeah, a little bit.
People like to use pixie spray, and I've heard that it leaves residue on the back of your stencils, and I've got this OCD, and I can't put residue on my stencils that I can't easily clean off.
No, can't have that. That would be a hard
All right, so I decided to use the lightest pink, which is Ballet Slipper, and I think you're using blue, right?
Yep, I'm going to go with a little different effect of blue.
And this is a bigger area, so I'm going to go ahead and use a blending brush. And when you first ink blend, if you're using a light hand like I am, it looks like you're not applying any color, but the reveal will shock you.
Okay, really quick, before we go, these little diamonds are poking up, and I'm afraid I'm going to blend incorrectly. So what did you...
Yeah, they are going up. What I'm doing to prevent that is blending from the opposite direction. So I'm blending from left to right and then maybe down towards the middle.
Okay, I'm gonna
Does that make sense?
Use my bone folder one more time to really get a flat surface. And Leo wanted to remind us that pixie spray will clean off of your stencil with just a little bit of rubbing alcohol as a way
that's a good tip.
Take care of that, which is good. Okay. All right, so this is where I get a little self-conscious with any type of ink blending because my OCD panics when I do it wrong. So, all right, I'm a little nervous about this. And you think I should be using Ocean Breeze as the lightest?
Yes, with the light hand. Okay. It will save you from having splotchiness and uneven blending.
All right, I'm not going to lie. I'm now officially nervous that I'm going to mess this beautiful...
Maybe you need pixie spray. Do you have some?
I do. I just don't have it set up to do it. Leah, what do you say? Do you think, Leah, talk to me in the producer's comments. Should I don't want to mess this up. We've come too far. We're going to stand by on my end, but we're going to watch you do it. I just don't.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm adding any color, but I do want just a soft background. So I am not applying with a heavy hand or using a very dark color.
All
And
right.
again, I'm going in both directions to make sure that applies evenly and gets all of the edges.
Leah's like, just start blending. You'll be fine.
Just start blending, yeah.
That's a good analogy for life. Just
Just
jump in.
do it.
Just do it. Yeah, she was saying just kind of hold down your layers as you go along.
Okay, so I'm gonna work.
Barbara
So
said,
basically just work from the outer edges towards the center and you should be good.
and you said it's not going to feel like I'm doing anything, right? Because it doesn't feel like.
Yeah, when you're using a lighter color and using a soft hand, it's gonna feel like you're not adding much color. I can see your blue.
Okay. If everybody is giving me tips, just a friendly reminder, I barely can look up and see the comments. So if you're screaming, if you're screaming at me to do something, just know that telling Leah will probably be easier because it gets to me just a little bit faster.
I'm also learning, so you can feel free to yell at me also. The whole pixie spray thing, that was a good tip, Leah.
That's why she's the boss. She knows this stuff. Linda has channeled her inner Laura and said, this is easy peasy. Yes, this is easy peasy blending. But Laura makes it look so easy. Like her brushes or something just spit out ink in a special way that ours are dry and.
I think all of her brushes are seasoned.
Yeah, they're seasoned like a good southern cooking pan, like your mom's kitchen.
Cast iron pan, yeah.
Yeah. Caly, did you grow up with good home cooking, or were you raised in a family that had a lot of home cooking?
So I'm Vietnamese, and my mom, I'm a first generation, so you're gonna laugh at me, but goodness, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, we would have rice. And it doesn't matter if it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It could be fish, it could be pork for breakfast. And I didn't drink a whole lot of milk growing up, so yeah, not the typical meals here.
Now, are you still carrying on that tradition in your own kitchen, or have you?
Oh no, I was a rebel and I married a white guy. And so we have regular meals here, or as regular as I think we are having. There are some Vietnamese favorites that my kids love, like pho. And so I make that about
Yummy, yummy.
once a month, twice a month, depending on what we have on hand.
Well, you'll be
It's a
proud.
little more difficult with COVID because I don't want to drive all the way to the Asian market to get a few things.
Well, Caly, guess what? You and I have never talked about this, but I live in downtown Orlando, and my cross streets are the Vai Mai district. So that means it's Virginia and Mills, and also our Vietnamese district. So
Oh, I am jealous.
I have an unbelievable amount of grocery stores and pho restaurants available to me.
That's so awesome.
I mean, a whole street just lined with them. So
that is awesome. I actually shared a recipe with Laura Basson about this Vietnamese grilled pork dish.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, so she needs to try it. We actually just had that last night, Laura. Okay, so I'm done with my background.
All right, here we go. I'm done too. I'm
very
fine.
Light.
You guys, I'm fine. I'm very excited.
Woohoo!
That's a little bit more of a heavier hand, but still. You guys, I can't believe that worked out okay. But that shows sort of how easy the stencils are. I was panicking about the stencils and I didn't need to, which, hello, just I should have trusted myself. All right, so what are you doing over there, my friend?
I used some tape runner to tape down my card base here, so I'm just rubbing that off.
Okay, I'm gonna wait and do that, just not to jinx it. All right, so
Okay.
I didn't get any sequins ready. I guess I got to go do that. So I'm gonna leave the camera on you for just a second.
Oh, I
And
guess I
and
have to
get
put that back on to hold it down to do
and
my
get,
shaker frame.
yeah, and guess what, friend? We are doing just fine on time, I think. I think we're gonna be good.
All right, so I've got my favorite. I've got so much of this mix, but it's the Honeybee Stamps Candlelight Mix. It's got some flat iridescent sequins in there, as well as some tiny jewels, and I love this mix. So I've got a bunch of that, and I think before we adhere our frame, we want to stamp the sentiment on the inside.
Oh yeah.
So I'm
Whoops.
just gonna grab my Misty.
I haven't even been I haven't even been thinking about the sentiment.
Get on it.
Get on it, Lindberg. Get on it.
Get
All
on
right.
it.
So
Okay, what are our choices here?
let's see.
I think I'm gonna want my card landscape. So
I'm gonna do grateful for your kindness. How are we gonna do this? Are we gonna do it in black ink? What are we gonna do?
yes, I think I'll be using black ink, my Versafine Onyx Black, or you can use the Pinkfresh Studio Detail Black.
I think I'm going to be extra crazy and do the storm. Is that the darkest, or should I jump up a navy?
Oh, I like Storm.
Okay. All right.
That's a good choice. Okay, I'm gonna do grateful for your kindness. Is that what you said you were doing?
I'm going to do grateful for your kindness as well.
Okay, all right. Center that. Try not to get my head in the camera.
If we were doing this otherwise, I would definitely probably do a heat embossed gold or silver, but since we got to keep moving.
I agree. Okay, that looks good.
Did you hit the center with the Y? Are you about there on your Y?
Yeah, I kind of lined it up just like you are now.
Great. All right. Again with the magnet. Leo would be like, you need to use your magnets.
The only time I use my magnet is when I have lots of space because I hate it when it gets in the way.
Okay. All right, friends, I know I'm a little bit off camera, but just bear with your host because I have only half a screen to line up, so stand by. Here, we'll switch to just my desktop for a second. No, we won't because I don't know what button that is, but we'll be right back.
All right, so I've got mine stamped. And then we can add some sequins and jewels to the center. Did you find a good sequin mix that you're going to use?
Nope, I'm going to do it live on camera and pick them out.
So I can't just toss this aside, you guys. I have to put it back on its acetate. I need to stop doing that. It slows me down so much. Okay, so we've got our little mix here.
But I think that
I bought like 5 bags of this stuff.
I think I'm going to be a rebel and just kind of keep them in the center so I can have more confidence when framing. Oh, you're doing that too. Hello, I'm not doing anything special. We're doing the same thing. Okay.
All right.
All right, we're at 49 after the hour, but I think we're actually going to do it and have time to talk to the audience and say hi to everybody.
Once we put our frame on, we're done.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's good. Just peeling the backing off now and throwing that away.
So I'm taking a little extra second because I'm using the Pinkfresh bubbles, which I need to flip over so that they shake appropriately.
One more. All right. I can't really center it. I'm gonna put my head up above the camera here. All right.
Look at that.
And mine is done.
Great. The camera is on you for a second, so don't switch over yet. Just keep showing that card off and maybe show off the stencils that we used one more time. And I will catch up with you in 2 seconds.
Okay. We use the inverted diamond, and it's a very soft look in the back there. You can make it a little bit brighter, but I like light. And so we were using the Incredibly Grateful set. And again, it helps to cut out the outer frame and lining it up with the negative to put into your MISTI before stamping. That will help with your lining up. And then once you blend all the colors on, you can go ahead and cut out that inner frame. And that's how we made our shaker.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and put it on my desktop for just a second. And I can't mute you, so audience, hang tight if it gets a little loud on her end, but I just want to show you guys while she gets her camera back to your face camera, if you don't mind, my friend. And you can watch me put my window on. Okay. All right, let's peel that off. Friends, stick around because we are about to hand out a gift card for all of your great comments. We love connecting with each of you. Leah will help us pick that in just a moment. And we'll have a little quick conversation, and I'll be able to engage each of you in chat. Put some of your comments up, and we will close this one out. Today we had a fun time with Caly Person. She helps me make a shaker card live on camera. Miss Caly, how are you doing with your setup? Are you ready to come back on camera?
I'm good.
Okay, let me just get this perfect, and then I'll be right with you.
Did you use a mixture of blues there? That looks pretty.
Yeah, blues and yellows. A little. There we go. Well, this is fantastic. Caly, I love it. That's great. Oh my gosh. All right, friends, that was fun. We finished a card on a live. Sometimes I have no idea how we get it all done, but we always do. So my friend, let me show this one more time. Caly, where can people find you?
I'm on Instagram. I am on Facebook. I think when I post on Instagram, it automatically posts to Facebook, which I don't really monitor a whole lot.
Okay.
But you can find me at Caly Person. And then I am on YouTube at Caly Person as well. So
awesome. Well, Caly Person, I had a fantastic time. Again, if you'd like to get to know a little bit more about Caly, be sure to go over to my YouTube channel, Jeff Lindberg Creates, and you can see a private reserve collection starring Caly, where you get to find out about Steve and their family and her card making background as a former pharmaceutical professional and how she's kind of changed her life. She also plays a fun game, which is good. Miss Caly, let's take some interactions on screen really quick, and then we'll wrap it up in our last 6 minutes. And we will also get a chance to reveal who won today's gift card. So let me first of all tell everybody, in honor of our October release, we're giving away a $30 gift card. We typically only do 15, but when it's released for special guests like Caly, we make it a $30 one. So we're super excited about that. And we're excited to share that our friend Brenda Simpson is the winner of today's card. So Brenda, that's fantastic.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. You can get this new release and a lot more. Does anybody have any questions for Caly in our last minutes? I'll put your question up on the screen. I will tell you, I got a chance to meet Caly's family, and I have connections to her personal Facebook. Do you have 2 Facebooks or just one? Because I'm about to give you a compliment.
Of what?
Are there 2 Facebooks? Or let me just tell you.
There's my personal, and then there's the business.
Okay. Well, I think that I have the personal one. In any case, when you look at her gorgeous family, they are like catalog models, the fancy, expensive J. Crew level, Banana Republic level family. They're the most photogenic family. And I met her husband just a few minutes ago during the rehearsal, and he's really nice. So they're obnoxiously kind on top of being very photogenic, the whole family.
Very nice of you.
So no wonder, no wonder that, little Lila, I'm sorry, Lily,
Lila.
Lila. Jennifer McGuire has Lila and you have Lily, so sometimes I get them confused.
Lila.
And no wonder she's living her best life out camping in the back 30 because she knows her life is good, which is
Yeah,
awesome. Miss Caly, what is your next? Do you have to do a lot of holiday cards? Are you doing a lot of holiday cards this year?
we are. There's so many holiday releases. I wish I could use everything.
I know, right? And that's
Yeah.
right. Don't be sure to check out a lot of the work. Our friend Laura Basson and many of the designers have done a lot of their holiday cards with the brand new October release. And it just shows that the holiday release plus this new October release can be paired so beautifully. And I know that you probably saw that when you were checking out Caly's blog hop. So Caly had a blog hop, and then many of our designers were featured there. And in 2 weeks, we'll have a brand new one as well. All right, Miss Caly, we get to end just a few minutes early today. That's crazy that we made a shaker card live with a brand new,
That was so fun.
and we got it done. You drive a hard, you get the job done, which is good. All right, Miss Caly, enjoy your afternoon, and I'll talk to you
Thank
after
you
the show.
so much,
Okay?
everyone. Bye.
Friends, you've been watching the Craft Hour here at Pinkfresh Studio. We hope that you've enjoyed the show. I always have a fun time bringing it to you. Don't forget that Leah, as well as the owners of Pinkfresh and myself, we love engaging in the comments. So be sure, if you're watching this on the replay, to give us a big thumbs up, connect to us in the comments. Remember, the more you engage with us, the better and more active we can be in social media for you. That's the whole point of shows like this. So, and engage us by having and dropping a nice comment about what you enjoyed about the show, subscribing to the channel, as well as liking this video. It means the world to us. And I promise personally that I'll jump on and talk to you. So be sure to engage and know that I will happily engage with you. All right, friend. Brenda, enjoy that $30 gift card. And to the rest of you, we'll see you out there. Thanks so much for another great afternoon. And thanks for joining us here at the Craft Hour for Pinkfresh Studio. We'll see you next time.